Provide all them information to you.
Well, let me ask you this. What I was just talking to her. What if she told me that you beat the piss out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that?
Okay, but don't you know?
It's your side of the story. Give your side.
You just talking to her though. With the information that she gave you, can she tell you?
You want me to just take everything she says?
I'm not from here.
Okay, but you want me to just take everything she says as fact?
All I'm just saying is I'm not from here. I don't know her exact address.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
If my mind gets ruined, my life is ruined, because then you can't think, you can't do things, you don't know what the fuck you're doing in life. It's like literally everything is the quality of your ability to think. And I knew that I was putting that in jeopardy.
Victim's identity will not be released in accordance with Marcy's law. On October 29, 2025, at approximately 2:15 p.m., the victim entered the Miami Gardens Police Department, accompanied by her attorney, to report an incident.
Joe Rogan says the leaked arrest Bodycam footage is shocking and believes that Gervonta Davis will need to seriously work on himself, his discipline, and his mindset once he is released.
All those feelings of weakness that are inside of you.
Yeah, and it acts as like a forcing mechanism for discipline.
Yeah.
Tank Davis faces a police confrontation after the victim files charges, bringing intense attention from authorities, the media, and the public over the incident.
I had somebody that I like the driver that would take off.
Get him over here then. If you're gonna kick someone out of your house, you know.
Sir, you don't have to.
I don't have to. I'm sorry. I don't have to do what?
Bravo, 17 miles exiting.
Put your hands on her?
No, I did not. Of course she's gonna tell you if she. Okay,
did?
why did you ask me that? Why did you ask
Because that's my.
Joe Rogan explains that Gervonta Davis should now focus on something he genuinely loves and finds exciting, as it appears that Tank no longer has true passion for boxing.
Finding a pursuit or a passion or something you truly love that's engaging and challenging, that is exciting for you, and it advances you as a person. And the lessons that you learn in pursuing that thing, you apply to everything in your life.
Everything in life, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Miami Gardens police announced that they are searching for Gervonta Davis and are working with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force on charges of false imprisonment battery and attempted kidnapping involving his ex-girlfriend.
Her attorney to report an incident that occurred on October 27, 2025. According to the victim's statement, at approximately 4:15 a.m. while working, the victim was approached by Mr. Davis. The victim reported that Mr. Davis grabbed her by her back of her head, pulling her by her hair with one hand and by her throat with the other. He forcefully escorted her down a stairway and toward the parking garage while maintaining his grip on the back of her head. Upon reaching the parking garage, the victim reported that Mr. Davis released her, at which point she was able to run towards her co-workers for safety. The victim further reported that she has known Mr. Davis since 2022, and they were previously involved in an intimate relationship for approximately 5 months, which ended about a month prior to the incident. Lead Detective Gary Florencio obtained and reviewed video surveillance footage that corroborates key elements of the victim's statement. As a result of the diligent and hard work of our Special Victims Unit, an arrest warrant has been issued for Gervonta Bryant Davis on the following charges: battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. The investigation determined that Mr. Davis used force to restrain and attempt to remove the victim from the location against her will. At this time, the Miami Gardens Police Department is actively working with the United States Marshals Fugitive.
A user named Hassan Onks posted that police claim they have video evidence supporting allegations that Gervonta Davis assaulted his ex-girlfriend and that they are seeking to arrest him. Authorities are reportedly investigating, with police actively searching for Davis as they review evidence and pursue his arrest.
Miami Gardens Police. Davis is accused of attacking a woman who works at a gentleman's club back in October. She says he left her battered and bruised. Police are not releasing the name of the woman or the club. They did say the pair had dated in the past. Now there is a warrant out for his arrest.
The victim reported that Mr. Davis grabbed her by her back of her head, pulling her by her hair with one hand and by her throat with the other.
Last month, 3 months before this incident, he was accused of assaulting the mother of his children in an episode that allegedly happened on Father's Day. Several previous charges were dropped when the alleged victims, though, did not cooperate.
FN Boxing reported on X that an arrest warrant has been issued for WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis. According to ESPN, The warrant is connected to an alleged domestic violence incident that occurred in October, with charges including false imprisonment, battery, and attempted kidnapping. Miami Gardens police confirmed they are working with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force to locate Davis, and the search is ongoing. Analysts say the situation involving Gervonta Tank Davis is serious and rapidly developing, with major legal implications. Law enforcement reports and court documents state that the alleged incident took place in October in Miami Gardens, Florida, at a gentleman's club where the alleged victim was employed. The charges listed in the warrant, battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping, are considered extremely serious. Legal experts note that Davis has not turned himself in, which has influenced how authorities are handling the case. Analysts explain that this is why Miami Gardens police have escalated the matter by involving the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, a step typically taken when a suspect is believed to be difficult to locate or possibly avoiding contact, signaling a more aggressive phase of the investigation.
Also known as Tank. The victim reported that Mr. Davis grabbed her by her back of her head, pulling her by her hair with one hand and by her throat with the other. He forcefully escorted her down a stairway and toward the parking garage while maintaining his grip on the back of her head. The victim further reported they were previously involved in an intimate relationship for approximately 5 months. Lead detective Gary Florencio obtained and reviewed video surveillance footage that corroborates key elements of the victim's statement. As a result of the diligent and hard work of our Special Victims Unit, an arrest warrant has been issued for Gervonta Bryant Davis on the following charges: battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. The investigation determined that Mr. Davis used force to restrain and attempt to remove the victim from the location against her will. The Miami Gardens Police Department is actively working with the United States Marshals Fugitive Task Force to locate and apprehend Mr. Davis.
What's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, and let's get straight into it because this is a serious and developing situation involving Gervonta Davis. So what exactly happened? According to law enforcement and court documentation, an arrest warrant has been issued for Gervonta Davis stemming from an alleged domestic violence incident that reportedly took place back in October in Miami Gardens, Florida. Police say the incident occurred at a gentleman's club where the alleged victim worked. The charges listed on the warrant are battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. As of now, authorities say that Gervonta has not turned himself in, which is a critical detail in how this case has unfolded. And this is where things change. Miami Gardens police confirmed they are working now with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force to locate and arrest Gervonta Davis. This doesn't just happen automatically. When someone has an active warrant and law enforcement believes they may be difficult to locate, avoiding contact, or capable of crossing jurisdictions, U.S. Marshals are often brought in. For you guys wondering, what exactly do the U.S. Marshals do? I got you. They are the oldest federal law enforcement agency in the country, operating under the Department of Justice, and they specialize in the following: tracking and arresting fugitives, assisting with high-profile warrants, running joint task forces with local police, protecting...
It is not the first time Gervonta Davis has found himself in legal trouble, and many believe he needs to take serious steps to improve his decision-making. While his career has been defined by remarkable achievements in the ring, it has often been overshadowed by ongoing controversies that attract intense public and media scrutiny. This latest situation is yet another example of the challenges he faces outside of boxing. Observers have pointed to a notable incident in 2022, just before his highly anticipated fight with Ryan Garcia. At that time, Davis was focused on preparing for one of the biggest bouts of his career, but the sudden emergence of legal issues shifted attention away from the fight itself. Fans and analysts were reminded that his personal choices can have direct consequences on his professional life, regardless of his talent in the ring. Many now argue that for Davis to fully realize his potential and protect his legacy, he must prioritize better personal decisions and find ways to avoid repeated controversies.
Any of the details, this is the information that is available to us as of this recording. So again, I'm saying unfortunate news because Tank Davis is scheduled to fight, and he's scheduled to fight in 11 days, and it's almost midnight my time, Pacific Standard Time. So that means really 10 days. Does this affect in any way? Will this affect Tank Davis and his fight? You know, I don't know. I don't know all the details, but we've seen stuff like this happen before in the past, and since it's so fresh, today being December 27th, I don't think it will impact or, you know, postpone his fight or anything like that, because it'll be too quick to go to trial or anything like that. However, some would wonder, could this affect him mentally, right? You left Mayweather Promotions, you're your own boss, doing your own thing, so this is your first foray into that. You have a difficult Olympian in terms of Hector Luis Garcia that you're getting ready to fight, a little bit taller and bigger than you, and you know, now you have something in the background. This, I can't say is news to Gervonta Davis in terms of him having little run-ins, because he had a run-in with some type of vehicular hit and run or whatever the situation is. So he's had court cases before. We'll see how it all plays out. Again, I don't really have any additional details. Hopefully it doesn't affect the fight, and this is situated and the details come out in due course. You know, I don't really have nothing else to say other than that. Just want to give you guys the latest news. But Gervonta,
that's it for today's video. Stay tuned, and until next time,